Diego, we worked with a doctor that specializes in workplace violence, like guys that go to post offices and start shooting people up and shit. Most of the time, that shit's all about relationships. Here, you got, girls with boyfriends, girls with husbands, girls that hook up with guys, right? And it's workplace violence. I mean, do you ever get scared?
It's
Some
weird
guy's gonna, like in Stockton, California, some guy goes out to his fucking truck, comes back with a shotgun in the club.
I've never seen anything like that here. I've seen so many relationships break up because of this place, and jealousy, and founded or unfounded, it happens. And all the relationships that start in this place don't work, it seems like. I've seen too many relationships break up, which I start to think myself, you know what? Are we pushing something that's bad? Are we, like, pornography on the internet? Horrible, horrible. Anybody can get to it. It's making people crazy. So, am I wrong in pushing something here which is breaking up families? It's really difficult to think that this guy's coming in here watching these ladies, and his wife's sitting at home and breaking up families. That's a difficulty I have, especially with the upbringing I have.
There's some rock stars though. They're talking about starting their own porn sites just to sell records. Like they get so many groupies and so many girls that are willing to go down on them with a video camera that they're like, fuck, if it sells my records and I have
sex is so cheap like that. I don't know. They say we're exploiting the women in this business, but are we exploiting the women or are we exploiting the men who come in and throw their money up there thinking they're going home with a girl they're not?
It's a hard industry. There was a writer who dressed up. There was a writer who was a woman, and she dressed up as a man, and she pretended to go into strip joints, and she said that she would never have imagined how much control these girls have over those guys and their wallets.
If they're smart and they play the game, they can get anything they want. But how far do you go before you say you're crossing the line?
Yeah, she said at first she kind of had these ideas that maybe the girls were victims and the girls were, but those myths got erased.
Most of them are not victims. Some girls are exploited. Mostly it's the guys who are being
Give me an
exploited.
example of a girl with a good head on her shoulders that's sly and she knows how to work it. A girl, like, let's say her name is Cindy, and like she knows how to play the game, and this is how she does it. Like you said earlier, if you just make your rounds and have a smile on your face and have a good attitude, you make 100% more money. But I know there's more to it than that.
You gotta know what to say. Guys want your phone number. They want to ask you out. They're gonna ask you if you have a boyfriend. They're gonna ask you if you have children. You gotta know how to play that game. A lot of the girls have children. A lot of girls have boyfriends. They have husbands. You can't let that. You can't let that be known, or they're not going to tip you as much. You just have to. We've got a note in the back right now. You know what? Ladies, don't talk about other ladies on the floor. Because a girl will go out and sit down with a guy who's tipping. Yeah, this girl has 4 children, and she's got a wife and a husband, and
Malicious, dude. Fucking malicious, man.
But what they don't realize is they're costing them all themselves money. There was a guy who come in here. He liked one of the cocktail waitresses. He's tipping her $5 a drink. He's tipping all the girls in the house. Some dumb bitch out here tells him that the girl that's waiting on him is married. She doesn't wear a ring. Hardly anybody here knows she's married. She keeps her personal life away from here, which is the best way to do it. And this guy goes over and plays pool, stops tipping the girls, stops tipping the cocktail waitress, doesn't drink anymore, and pretty soon he doesn't come in. Then you have a guy who comes in and spends big money, and all the girls see is cha-ching, cha-ching in their eyes, and they don't care about the guy as an individual. They're just trying to work him for his money. The guy comes in for a little period of time and goes away. Whereas if you cared about someone, or you treat them nice, they're going to come back and they're going to keep tipping and keep tipping and keep tipping.
Dude, what is up with the fact that sometimes the cocktail waitresses are hotter than the girls on stage?
That's for sure. And the cocktail waitresses are hands-on to the guys too. They can make more money. Cocktail waitress comes up next to you. You get to put your hand around her, take the drink from her, give them the money. Dancers on stage 3 feet away in Utah.
Right.
So the cocktail waitresses, if they're good, can make as much money as the dancers. The guys always want to know, why are you not a dancer?
Your cocktail waitresses are personable. They talk to me, they greet me, they all have smiles on their faces, they look great in these little corsets that they're wearing and shit. And they're walking around and they're kind of checking on you, right? Whereas you're right, there wasn't a girl, like you say 3 feet, shit, they were all like 5 feet it felt like. Because I'm not one to want to sit right up to the stage, so I want to step back But then even when they come off the stage, it's almost as if they're shy or timid because
if they don't know you, yeah, and they don't learn this here. You see it if you go sit at a strip club in another town. Doesn't matter where you sit, the girl's coming to ask you if you want some company. Do you want a table dance? You want to buy me a drink? Do you want some company? Girls here don't do that. They'll go sit with the guys they know, or the regulars, or a guy on stage to tip them, but they won't go sit what we call the safety zone in the middle and sit with the guy they haven't talked to.
Dude, I got an executive, and he doesn't make a lot of money, right? Because his rent's high in New York. But he will drive to Montreal where he can have full touch nude lap dances in Montreal, Canada, even if he has to drive 4 hours up there and spend money on a Motel 6. I mean, you know, it's so you have some challenges here.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult, especially from people who, like I said, I worked at the airport as a bartender for 9 years. I tell guys that come into strip clubs, obviously I'm sending them here usually because this is where I've been affiliated. I feel like I'm cheating them because I'm sending them somewhere they're not going to get a lap dance, they're not going to get a table dance, they're not going to touch the girls, they're going to see them on stage. And a couple of our stages are high, so you're looking at the girl like this, you know. Not the same as where you go to another, you know, in another state. So, it's difficult. But here, you don't know any different. Everywhere in town's the same.
Right.